Hi, and welcome to George's Garden. Today what I want to talk to you about is planting tomatoes. Often we're restricted by the amount of room that we have on our property, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be able to enjoy the wonderful tomatoes that can be produced during the summer season. One of the approaches that we can take is putting tomatoes in planter boxes, which is what I have done. So I'll talk to you a little bit about that. What I do is in May, I'll go to the local market and I'll purchase tomato plants that have already been started and have grown. Often what I'll do is I'll look for very hardy tomato plants that have lots of flowers on them, which means that they're going to be producing crop very shortly. And sometimes I even look to make sure that the tomato plants have tomatoes on them already, which means that I'll be able to enjoy the harvest earlier in the year. So this year what I've done is in May I went to the market and I bought 3 different varieties of tomato plants. The first, and I'll just go through that with you here. The first variety that I bought is a celebrity tomato. The celebrity tomato is a nice tomato, a hardy tomato, and this plant grows to about 4 feet tall. So as these tomatoes grow larger, I'll probably need to add a stake in the planter box and tie my tomatoes to it so that they don't tip over. So the other variety that I've purchased is called the Monte Carlo. Monte Carlo is also a very nice tomato, and I've added that to my planter box. And what I wanted to point out, I'm going to go back to this other one, is as you can see through here, there's many flowers that are blooming at the top, and there's also tomatoes that are actually growing. This is great, wonderful, because it's going to mean that I'm going to be able to start enjoying my tomatoes early in the summer season. And we go over to the Monte Carlos, you'll see the same thing. There's plenty tomatoes that are already growing, and like I said, this is the end of May, so I'm hopeful that by June I'll be able to start enjoying these tomatoes growing from my tomato plants. And as you can see again, there's plenty of yellow flowers growing on the top, which means that more fruit, more tomatoes will be on their way shortly. And the last variety that I've planted this year is called the Big Beef. And this is one of my favorites as well. So I added that this year into my planter boxes. And as you can see, there's also tomatoes that are growing on this plant as well. You can see the hardy stalks, which is very important. So this is really one way of being able to enjoy tomatoes the whole summer season, is by planting them in planter boxes. Also, as you can see, what I've done here is I've actually added them just beside the front of my flower bed, which creates more beauty to your flower bed as well. It complements it. So that's really one way of being able to enjoy your tomatoes the whole year, the whole summer season. So that's it for now, and I look forward to talking to you about my garden in the next segment. Thank you.